To prime her skin, I am using the Urban Decay De-Slick Complexion Primer, and I am having her pat this into her skin. I like it when they pat it in themselves for sanitary reasons, and then it says that you should not massage it into your skin, so to get the best effect, press it into your skin to really keep your oils under control. And then I'm going right on top of that with the Este Lauder Double Wear Foundation, and I'm using a Morphe M439 brush to buff that out. I'm starting by just pressing it into the skin and then going in circular motions to buff it out. And I'm also bringing it down her neck. And then right now I'm swirling it around her lips. I always do that because I feel like lips can get a lot of discoloration around them. People tend to miss that when they're doing their makeup. So I always give extra attention to around the lips. And then I'm just buffing it into her hairline and making sure I'm not missing any spot that is going to show up as not having any foundation on. For concealer, I'm going in with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and I am mixing the colors light and medium, and then I'm using that same Morphe brush to blend it out. As usual, I'm doing the 2 upside down triangles, a nice little flower in between her eyebrows, going down the nose, and then a dot or 2 on the chin. This is going to highlight different areas of her face, and especially when we go into contour, it's just going to work really well. And when we're talking about brightening up small eyes, I really like to focus on the under eyes because I think anything around the eyes is going to affect how the eyes look, even if it's not the eyelids, like the eyebrows, the hood of the eyes, underneath the eyes. It all matters when it's that close together. You really have to have it all working together. And once I get all that foundation and concealer blended out, I'm going in with my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder with a big fluffy brush, and then for right underneath her eye, I am using the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder, and I'm using a Kat Von D brush just to put that everywhere, including on top of her eyelids. This, like I said, is really going to brighten up that area around her eyes to really open her up. For brows, I'm using the Benefit Ka-Brow, and it's the color number 5. And I'm just starting by drawing a line underneath her brows and then going towards the tail, filling everything in between, and then sharpening up the very front of the brow. And I just keep going back and forth until I get the color that I want. And can I just say, it's really hard to do brows at this angle. For eyes, I am using the Morphe 350 palette, and to start, I'm going in with this light brown for my transition color. When you have small and hooded eyes, it's really important to choose your shadows carefully. If you go too dark and too heavy with your eyeshadow, it's going to close your eyes up. So keep the colors light. Honestly, less is more when it comes to small eyes. The main color, and really the only color that I'll be using on her eyes, is this bright orange. I like to use it in the crease to really brighten everything up, and I focus it mostly on the upper outer area of her crease to give it the effect of a bright, open eye. Next, for the outer V, I am going in with the darkest color we will be using today, and it's just this medium brown, and I'm using an Morphe M503. As you can see, this is not dark at all, but that is the point. Keep things bright and fresh. For the brow bone, I'm going in with this light satin white sheen color. It's nothing special, it's just very understated, and I really liked it to go with this orange. And then for the crease, I'm going in with this iridescent pink color. You can't really tell on camera, but it gave off a beautiful iridescence to it when you were applying it, and it's super bright. And this color moving into that orange, it just really gives that effect of like an open cat eye, which I absolutely loved. So I'm just packing that on until it's nice and bright the way I want it to. Then for the inner corner, I'm taking this color. It's a pretty stark white, and I'm going pretty heavily in the inner corner and dragging it onto the crease and down a little bit onto that concealer that we placed earlier. And then I'm just blending it all out with that Morphe brush that I was using earlier to blend out those colors a little bit. And bringing the color up this high really does help break up the amount of skin between her crease and her brow bone. And that is what makes the eyes appear larger by making that area appear smaller. Then before I go in with lashes, I am coating hers with Better Than Sex mascara by Too Faced, and then I'm taking a pair of wispies, and as you can see, I am cutting them down because you don't want them too long for your eyelashes or for your eye line, because if they're too long, they're going to make your eyes look like they are turning down, and we don't want that. We want to bring them up and outwards. And then I got them really close to the lash line, and then I pinched the fake lashes to her real lashes so that they look as natural as possible. And these are wispy, so they flare at the end, so they just have a really beautiful like they're natural, but they still have a little flair to them, and I just really like it. And then to make sure that it wasn't such a harsh stop where the black glue ended, I took a brown color from that Morphe palette just to fill in that area of her waterline so it wasn't such a harsh stop. And then I'm coating her brows here with the Anastasia of Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel, and then taking that Kat Von D brush to clean up any product that had trailed down on her eyes because those powders were a little traily. Then I'm going back in with that medium brown on a Sigma E15 brush to line her lower lash line. And I'm just doing this very lightly, concentrating the majority of the color onto her outer corner. You do not want to go in with a heavy dark color here because that is going to make her eyes look very squinty. So I'm being very careful and light with this color. And then back in with that orange, I'm taking it on this Sigma pencil brush. I believe it is the E30. And then I'm just buffing it out. Using these bright, vibrant colors brings a lot of attention to the eyes, but they also make them look awake and alive and bright, which in the end opens them up. And then it's so hard to see on camera, but I took a MAC Chromographic Pencil and I lined her waterline because hers was kind of dark. So this again opens it up. It adds more white to her eyes. And then I'm going back in with Better Than Sex by Benefit just to make sure that those lashes are completely together with the false lashes. And then I'm also coating her lower lashes very lightly again, just to give a little bit of a spidery effect with her lower lashes. For contour, I'm going in with the Chocolate Bronzer by Too Faced using a MAC 168 brush, and I'm having her pinch her cheeks together, and then I'm following the natural cut of her cheeks, as you can see. And after I make that line pretty clear, I'm going back in at the bottom and blending up and backwards in circular motions. And then I do the same thing on her hairline on her forehead, up and back until it's nice and bronze. And then I'm going to take it down the sides of her nose and on the end of the nose to kind of make it look like it's a little bit shorter. And then to sharpen the jaw, I'm taking it just underneath that jawbone, pretty lightly though. I know this seems a little strange to use an orange color for her eyes, but pink on the cheeks, but I really loved the way this looked, and I just thought it really warmed up her skin, and I don't know, it just worked for me. But this is an Amazonian Clay 12-hour blush in the color Doll Face, and I use an IT Cosmetics brush to apply it. And then for lip liner, this is MAC Staunchy Stylish. My bad. This is a really great lip liner. It's one of my all-time favorites, especially when I top it here with Brave by MAC. And then for lip gloss, I'm taking the NYX Butter Gloss in Merengue to really give it even more of a peachy look. I thought her lips looked so great, and I loved this color when it was all over. I just thought it really tied everything together. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and can see the difference in her eyes. If you have small hooded eyes, please try this out and let me know how it works. I love you guys. Bye.